Hey, what's up, Laker Nation? Got some breaking news to report. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Lakers have parted ways with Coach Darvin Ham finally. Hey, man, it's good news for the Lakers going forward. I mean, the fact that Darvin Ham was 90 and 74 in his 2 seasons, got them to the Western Conference Finals, did a solid job for a rookie head coach, despite the rotations and things of that nature. But when you have a voice that the players are not willing to buy into, and that the players don't trust, considering he benched Austin Reeves and then D'Lo, and then decided to bring them back, later on in the season. Then they went on a tear when he could have gone to that. You can say that probably would have improved them in the Western Conference in terms of whether it was a 6th seed or whether it was a 5th seed. Who knows? The Lakers were healthy most of the season. The star players, I mean, you have Rui Hachimura playing 68 games. You have AR playing 82, Taurean Prince 78, AD 76, LeBron I believe 71. So you have your core players playing. D'Lo I believe in the 70s, something like that. I believe it was between 74 and 78 or something like that, games that he played. So you have all that. You have your core players playing, and you still become a what do you call it, an 8th seed in the West, and have to utilize the play to get the 7th. That's not a good sign at all. And so, with that said, you factor all that in, and the fact that we had wings as well, and he still plays small. It's like, can't do that. You got to play bigger with this team. So, with all that factor in, they decided to part ways, and I think it was a good thing for the Lakers. So going forward, this is according to Shams. The coaches that are on the list for the Lakers that will begin an extensive search with, and that are attached to the Lakers, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic, are Coach Bud, Kenny Atkinson, JJ Redick, and of course, if Ty Lue becomes available, if the Clippers fire him, if they flame out tonight against the Mavericks. So for me, that's my top candidate because of the chemistry with LeBron, his X's and O's, his ability to get a lot out of a little. We've seen that with the Clippers when they had their injuries and things of that nature. He's a respected person. Obviously, the chemistry with LeBron is big, but for me, he's a championship head coach, number one. And so that's a person that's high on my list, Laker Nation. For me also, I mean, I know most people probably won't agree with this, probably because of the inexperience and not having a coaching resume, but Rajon Rondo, if we go that route, is incredibly high on my list. I think that's a person that could command respect from LeBron James. Has 2 championships with 2 of the major franchises in NBA history, in the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. Has an incredible basketball IQ. On top of that, he can get AD going and get him activated as he did when he was with us in the bubble as a player. I think he could do the same thing for him, creating easy opportunities for him offensively, getting him the ball. We need a head coach that can do that going forward. I think Rondo could do that. Plus, a player that's not going to be afraid of LeBron James and be able to challenge him, on an intellectual level, basketball-wise, because he's a great basketball mind himself, and somebody that's not going to be a yes man. JJ Redick is somebody that I'm not really into on the list. Him and LeBron obviously have a podcast together, so I think that's going to be a conflict of interest, in my opinion. And LeBron's going to be basically the coach, and he's going to be just there and coach only in name, in my opinion. So you have that. I'm not really hyped on that. Kenny Atkinson, I think he's a good developmental head coach. You can probably use a case against him when he kind of fled the scene with the Nets when KD and Harden. I'm sorry, KD and Kyrie got there. He left because he didn't want to deal with that shit. And so, can he manage stars will be the question. We know he's good X's and O's wise, developmental wise, especially with point guards. He's good with that. And then on top of that, coming from a championship culture in Golden State, even though they haven't been good past the 2 seasons or so other than their last championship. So you have all that. I would be open to Kenny Atkinson. I think he'll be good for now and the future, especially when we go post-Bron era. So he's solid on my list. But for me, my 2 guys are Rondo. If we go, to a coach that doesn't have experience, and has a lot of potential. And then for an experienced coach, of course, going Ty Lue. Coach Bud, let me talk about him. I think he'll be the same thing as Coach Darvin Ham in terms of just the fact that he plays small ball. He literally came from that system. I think he'll be a rinse and repeat type of thing, so I'm not really open to him. Plus his in-game adjustments and things of that nature. That's why he, hasn't been coaching up to the time he was fired. And Giannis saved his job when they won that championship because they were going to fire him for sure. So I'm not really high on him on the list either. JJ Redick, like I said, those guys I'm not high on my list. Other guys you can probably consider, Mark Jackson, even though he hasn't coached for a while. And then you factor in Jeff Van Gundy, guys like that. But the question would be with them, is their styles of being outdated? Is it good enough or successful enough to run today with Anthony Davis and LeBron James? I'm not so sure. But their principles and things like that and stuff they preach and being respected amongst the NBA community, that's something to look at. So Laker Nation, we'll see what happens. We got to do this. We got to make it right, man. We got to get a head coach for now and post Bron, and we have to get this hire right. We can't continue to cycle, through coaches, every 2 years or something like that. So this hire has to be the right one going forward. Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Who are coaches that you would like to see? Some that are not named, some that are named. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.